wanna be the best in the game, invest in my name, check no restraints, I'm obsessed with the pain. I ingest, I retain, assess and I change, possessed by the thought I'll be free one day from society's restraints. Money, clout and fame, mud, disease, a plague. We all love to hate, have to play the game, have to make a name. All our insecurities are on display. This is war with the enemy, think that it was meant to be. Living in a...
Hello and welcome listeners to another episode of Tactical Awareness. My name's Ash and I am joined by my friends Owen and Dan for another in-depth discussion of Corvus Belli's Infinity N4. Today we are doing Wombo Combos Part 1, where we discuss our favorite combinations of equipment pieces in Infinity. What goes together, what's useful, and what's handy beginner knowledge to start to parse the many equipment options that are on Infinity profiles. So let's dive in, see what the boys have been doing, and get this underway.
How many sick days do I get?
No, like in general, like what's the typical like standard amount of sick days you get?
5 provincially, five unpaid usually, and then you can be given extra ones that are paid.
I have 8 paid and 7 unpaid.
Yeah. Usually, I think the province of Ontario guarantees 5 unpaid, and then it's up to your employer basically to sweeten your deal with how many paid ones you get.
Then I have 3 personal days, and then I have 15 vacation days.
Mm-hmm. So you got 10 days basically, and you got 7 and 3. A lot of people do 5 and 5 because you have 7 sick days. What did you say? You have 7 sick days and 3 personal days?
No, I have 7 paid sick days, 3 paid sick days. Or sorry, 3 paid personal.
That's what I'm saying. You have 10 total.
Yeah,
and then 15, and then 15,
and then 7 more unpaid sick days,
and
then 15 vacation.
But just like when you're in high school,
2 personal.
Act sick the day before so that when you skip the test because you're sick, then
100%. Because I work for a small company, nobody keeps track of anything.
No, there's no paperwork on any of it.
No one keeps track of anything for me. And I know why
most companies, joke's on you, Dan, even the big businesses are like that. I'd like to request to sit down with HR. Oh, there's no HR rep in this province. What? Also, we're letting you go. Can I have that from HR? No. I'm so sorry. We don't have an HR rep in this
boss.
province.
I have an issue. HR only answers emails on Tuesdays.
That's right. Yeah. We live in end state capitalism, where
and they follow up with
at will.
They only ever follow up with questions asking for more information.
That's right.
And then I have to wait another week to get an answer.
They're playing the question as a question game. They never actually make any statements. They're doing good deflection tactics. Oh, we live in a sociopathic society. Hey, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Tactical Awareness, where we teach you how to cheat the system and take days off work. This episode's all about cheating the system. It's all about the best combos to get the best results.
Well, we talked about additional hacking programs. This is just social hacking.
Social hacking, it's perfect. Yeah, social space magic hacking.
Yeah,
I'm into it. But yeah, before we dive too much into the main body of this one, where we're still doing lists, we're still doing top lists as we go into the end of the year. It's December. Jesus, when this comes out, it's like December 10th. He said, ? 11th. No, yeah, 11th, December 11th. Meaning that we're almost done 2023. We're almost done a whole year of podcasts, which is wild to me. We'll be coming up on 52 podcasts, which is bananas.
What am I doing with my life?
I know. It's crazy. It's crazy how this weekly thing has turned into a weekly thing. So let's see what everybody did this week, and then take some questions from the mailbag. And then our main topic for tonight is equipment combos for beginners or intermediates or advanced. It's all going to come down to what each of us picked. And some of these to some listeners might be self-evident. Some of them might be, if you're a new time or newer Infinity player, super useful to understand how certain things go together. We get to pick our 3 favorites in no particular order. First things first, let's find out what everybody did this week, though. Owen, what are you painting right now?
Severeth the Windlord.
Space elves? Cosmic fantasy elves?
Yeah. I think that's his name. Something the Windlord.
The Hurricanum, the Kitsune, the Flying Fox.
I have the Hurricane Spirit of the Wind, but I also have Severeth, Lord of the Seventh Wind.
Yes,
that's what I'm painting right now.
Your Demon Slayer.
Is he good?
Man. He used to be. I don't know. I haven't played him in this edition.
I don't think
I haven't played him in 3rd edition. He was very cool in the last one. People take like 4 of those guys and just fly around and never be stuck in combat and shoot everything. But Dan talked you into a doubles tournament that he's kind of welshing on. So
Look. I thought it would be no big deal, and it turns out this is why we're talking about sick days, because I may have to call in sick to go to this tournament.
Dan's trying to figure out desperately how to not go to work so he can go to an Age of Sigmar tournament.
Yeah.
I hope his boss isn't a fan.
I don't think my boss knows what it is.
Your boss doesn't know what it is? All right, fair enough. We're safe then. We're safe. We can talk about it. We can plan. We can plan all these things.
Yeah.
What did you do for Infinity? Anything? Play any games? You have the tournament coming up next weekend.
Yeah. Didn't play any games. Didn't play any Infinity.
Did you pick out army for the tournament?
No.
Why would you do that? It's not
even
the night
before.
Before. It's not the night before. Yeah. Yes, this is so early. Why would we do that so early?
Because I keep flip-flopping on what I want to bring. I don't know. It's one of those, like, you have so many options, and then it's like...
You're also going to a new meta, because you're going to Edmonton.
It's whatever. Just play Assassins.
Just play Assassins. It's over everything. I don't know. I'll just bring two Sundeck butts.
No prizes. Double Sundeck butt.
There's no stakes. It's either double Sundeck butt or double Yodam.
The stakes are high. He's undefeated.
Yeah, that is true.
You are undefeated in Canada right now. Yeah, you are #1 Canadian Infinity guy, which is not to be understated.
Maybe I'll just play Steel Phalanx.
Are you still #1 Infinity guy in Canada? Let's go look. Let's see if you are.
I doubt it. I haven't played anything for weeks now.
That's true. People just get ahead of you just by playing more games because Elo doesn't actually. Elo is supposed to mean something if you're paired up against people of the same Elo. You're not supposed to play people that don't have the same Elo as you. Like, you're not supposed to gain any points by playing anyone with an Elo like lower than you. In fact, you should lose points if it was an actual Elo system. So let's see who the #1 Canadian is. Event browser. December 10th Infinity Tournament in Edmonton. Look at this guy. The Cooler is registered.
Yeah.
Let's look at his stats. It is still you. No, this is your number 19th in the country.
No, that's world. I'm just in Canada.
Oh, sorry, you're right. That is
Wait, you're 19th in the world?
No,
international. He's 19th international.
Oh yeah. Wait.
Yeah.
International and global are not the same thing.
No, they're not.
I know, that's what I said.
What is considered international?
Not Spain, if I recall.
Yeah,
or not America.
There's
one
Spain,
of the two.
There's Spain, America, and then everything else basically is international.
Okay. So not Spain.
So he's number 19 internationally.
Yeah, no America and no America, I think is no America, no Spain. That's right. Because Spain and America have their own like ranking.
Because America's so big and Spain is the home country.
Yeah.
The motherland. Motherland?
But I don't know. I don't know how many
players are there. 29. How many pages of American players are there?
200.
37.
There you go. That tracks.
And out of a total 170. Okay, so they're the minority actually.
The
USA
Americans?
and Spain combined are less than everyone else.
Than everybody else. Yeah. Well, I mean, that makes sense. There's the world, right?
Yeah. Well, that's not always the case. Some of them, like America, completely overwhelm. It's like YouTube viewership.
Mm-hmm.
People actually play this game.
Yeah, that's true. Well, the #1 player in the world right now is Cobra Prime, who has got a 1,253 elo. Has played 26 games. He has 24 victories, 1 tie, and 1 defeat. And the next one behind is from Spain. The next 3 people are from Spain, actually.
Wow.
But only one's even close. But it's all based on number of games.
I can't believe that guy lost the game. How embarrassing.
And tied. And tied.
I like if you click on his profile, though, he has 0 ties. But on the main screen, he does. Like that Cobra Prime says he has a tie, but if you click on it to look, and it shows his like rankings, he has 0 ties. But only 24 victories. It's weird.
Oh, like didn't count as tie for some reason. Weird.
Yeah. He's played 26 rounds, won 25 times, lost once, and then there was another
and then
round.
Something else happened.
And then something happened.
Something happened. But he lost to Lobo, who I think is like a previous ITS champion. Lobo has a 100% win rate. 8 rounds, 8 victories, 2 events.
Look. I'm going to continue to use ISS as my excuse for not doing well.
It's the plan. Good job. I'm going to take the fact that we're like a month and a half into the season so that none of this matters. Like,
I gonna take the
so
fact
much
that
more
none of this
season.
matters. That none of this matters.
That also none of this
Like-
matters. You're right. And also
So
because that literally none of this matters.
Yeah.
None of this matters.
it's like kind of funny, but at the end of it, it's like,
My favorite moment ever was when we first started playing Infinity in the local meta, and a couple of the guys that may or may not have been responsible for destroying the meta through their over competitiveness were like, we're pretty good, there's the good players, the bad players, we're like, number like 2, 3, like top 10 in like Canada for like ITS. And everyone's like, I was number 1. They're like, yeah, you padded your stats. He's like, no, I just played tournaments. And they were like,
Who?
It was really funny that they were bragging about their
Who are
ITS.
these guys?
Just some local players.
the best one was when we were sitting at that table, and they're like, all the best players in the area are sitting at this table right now, and I'm like, who other than me?
It was like weird bragging, and then it was nonsensical, and then they realized it was nonsensical. They like woke up to that mid conversation, but they're like, how do I not look silly?
But they couldn't walk it
Yeah.
back. I seriously.
We were being serious until everyone realized that we weren't being serious.
Got it. Oh, I see. People were making weird brags, and then you guys were like, "What?" Got it. Okay.
I too am pretty good at this game. Well, that's just because you pad your stats playing with Ash. I don't score anything with Ash.
That's right. We just play games. That's just playing games.
None of those are ITS points. The only ITS points I get are when I go to events.
Yeah, that's the whole point of playing
Where
me 300 times was we got to play every conceivable combination of everything we could think of.
Cheese and
That's
bluff
right.
and
stupid
and deceive
really dumb
and
lists.
dice my opponents game after game after game.
That's right.
Welcome to this event. What'd you bring? 27 camel markers. Look, I don't know what I'm doing either, but we'll see how it plays out.
I brought 12 Coom Riders. Let's go.
Yeah. 25 grunts. Let's go.
Good times. All right. What about you, Dan? What you been doing besides not painting trolls this week?
No, I've painted them all.
I know they're all painted.
I got the Aftermath box, which Owen desperately wanted.
Covets because it's got his boy in it. It's got Den McConnelly, the sexiest man alive.
So and it has Uhahu, who I also wanted for my Starco list.
Yeah, Starco Uhahu is pretty cool.
So there's this funny situation where the local store posted on the Facebook page of like, hey, this is in. And Owen's like, hold it for me. I'm coming for it.
It was already too
late. I didn't see any of it. I was just like driving by on delivery for work, and I was driving by, and they had called me the previous day telling me my my one Yujing heavy infantry reinforcement model was in, whatever they're called. So I was just dropping by to pick that up, so I wouldn't have to go after work.
And you're like,
and I was like, oh, Aftermath box. This will be cool. So I like pick it up, and I like post it in our little group chat, and I'm like, hey, I picked this up. And I was like, I just got here.
And I was like, you motherfucker, I just walked in the door. It was like you were 2 minutes after each other. Oh my God, it was the most spiteful. It was the best thing ever. I mean, I was so mad.
Owen
was completely unintentional. It was
the saddest Owen you ever did see.
That was incredible. He showed up for his Den McConnelly, rushed over to the store, and Dan had already scooped it. And the best part was Dan didn't even care. Dan was like, I don't even know who you are. And just bought it anyway. And it screwed up. It was great. It was 10 out of 10.
But I have painted Den McConnelly fully up already. He was fun to paint. There's so much skin on him. It's so not Infinity like.
You just play robot factions. Play Ariadne.
So that's fun. And then I painted one of the Kellengriegers, whatever.
Zelen Kriegas.
Yeah, and then I've just been painting a lot of like the heavy, because I've painted most of all of my ISS stuff, so I've just been leaking over into my other and I've realized that I've painted 6 size 5 Yujing models. And I was like, there's a lot. I mean, there's a couple doubles in there, but yeah. And then I like looked at them, and they're all cool. And then I looked at the blue wolf, and he was sad, and he was like, he's not so as cool. He's size 6 though, so he doesn't technically belong, but he kind of fits in with the size.
Blue wolf sucks. Boo.
It's the Boo Wolf. Is that what you meant? The Boo Wolf?
No.
Boo, Boo
Your joke
Wolf,
sucks.
boo.
You suck. You should feel bad.
The queen of filth. The queen of garbage. Boo!
Queen of the Harpies. Queen of the Harpies.
I was
10
making a
out of 10.
Zoidberg reference.
I like it all.
I was making a Princess Bride reference.
I was making
That's
a Simpsons reference. We're all winning. We're all doing great. 10 out of 10.
I like media. Consume.
No notes. Should I order a Beyond Kaldstrom? They have one in stock at Torchlight. I also need to figure out what terrain I'm building for tomorrow. And
We should
also,
order a pizza.
for
That's
pizza,
what I thought it was. Should I order pepperoni or Hawaiian?
I can't decide. I do need to order. I really want that Swiss guard too. There's all kinds of things I want to order right now. I can't decide which ones I want. The Swiss guard HMG, the new one with the sword. He's just a nice model.
I just painted him.
Yeah, I don't have him.
I don't have any other Swiss guards.
What did you get, Trash?
So this week I played 2 games against Greg Zusicus. He was one of the guys who started playing his first ever Games of Infinity at Tactical Awareness Winter War last January, and he has played more games, I think, locally than almost anybody else. He's played like, I don't know, something like 30 tournament games since the season started, or 20 tournament games, something like that.
That's fun.
Yeah, and he came down for 2 games. He's been playing Yu Ching. He's been playing, which was great because I hadn't actually played, because I was the guy that played Yu Ching locally for the longest time. I haven't played a lot of games against Yu Ching. And he brought his Invincible Army down with like every list was Bishi Shangji's. It was the heavy. He went heavy every single time, and I finally got to play B-Pong in last launch. And it kind of just reinforced everything you guys had said, and I kind of agree with now, having some like personal experience. Like, yeah, it's a B-Pong's real hard to not have a blowout in. I think you can have a blowout in like going first or going second. I went first on a blowout just because I boxed in a Shangji team so hard that they just couldn't get out of it. Like they just couldn't break out of being drowning in repeaters and suppressing mimetism MSV guys and Panzerfaust Jaguars and everything. They just couldn't fight their way through the corner, even with Bishi in the unit. And then last launch is a fucking nightmare. Like even playing TAC, last launch is a lot. And I think it does suffer from the things that we talked about, which is just doesn't have round scoring. I think that just having every single scoring criteria be end of game makes it very, very swingy. And I'm hoping that it gets, I like the mission. I like the idea of the mission. I love room missions. I'm just really hoping it gets retooled at some point to be just a round scoring mission instead. I think it would be great. I think it'd be a great mission if it was just scored a little more granularly and not just like all the points get handed at the end.
You win or you lose, and you don't find out till the end.
Yeah.
Oh, last turn, last order. I my Yodam decides to leave the board. Well, I lose.
Yeah. And off I go. So it was neat. It was a good week of games. And other than that, I'm getting ready to gear up to paint my next 50 points of Assassins. I'm going to finish my Govads and finish my my other Asawira, because I'm thinking about what my list's going to be for Carbonite. So I think if one of the lists is going to have a Sunduck Bud in it, but not 2 Sunduck Buds, then the other list is probably going to have like Ayars and Rajiks and stuff like that. So I got to figure out how.
Or two links of Asawiras.
It's definitely having one of them is 2 links of Asawiras. Like that's the one I'm already writing, which is like one's a Doctor, one's a Spitfire. They both got. I have to figure out how to find Barids. That's the only problem. I don't have any Barids, and I want the new ones, so I have to find a way to get my hands.
You got to buy that 2-player starter. You need more Steel Phalanx.
I don't need any of the stuff that's in that box except for the Barids, but I want those Barids so bad.
That's how I felt about the Sunduck Bud. I bought 2 of those boxes,
but I can't get the Sunduck Bud either. That's the problem. I can't even buy that box anymore. They're all bought up. So I'm converting a Sunduck Bud. That's fine.
You can blame Owen for that.
Buying for power. Losers.
buying for nothing but power. I guess I could use like Nahabs or something like that, like the Nahab Hacker. Sounds like a bread. I don't know. I'm trying to look at I'm looking right now trying to figure out what models I want to use that are kind of like that. There's going to be models that look roughly like those things that I could buy. I just can't really decide which ones I want, because
like
I have
half
everything
the models
else.
in Nomads.
Yeah, or like the Namur. I don't know. I have so many of these. I just want to like, I just want something that fits. And the problem is that they exist and they're new. So I'm kind of bummed that like I could just, if I just wait, I know I'll get them, but I can't. I don't want to wait that
We
long.
got like a month and a half.
That's probably true. Yeah, they're probably coming pretty soon. And then I kind of want to do a McMurrow that's for my assassins, like paint another McMurrow. So I have 3 McMurrows now because I have a metal one of my Caledonians. I have my Nomad one, and then I could also just paint another one that's all frack. Because why not? Why not have 3 McMurrows? Why not do that thing? And I want to order the aftermath characters too. Yeah, I think so too. I just want to have a match. I just want to have a match. I want the bases to match and stuff too. And McMurrow is amazing. So that's it. Yeah. That's my week. This week I'm playing the last round of the ITS Escalation League with Jordan. And painting some stuff for the next thing. And then I want to find a third person, someone different. Maybe I can get Chase to come play some Infinity with me so I can finish off playing the new missions. Chase is good natured, so we can play some evacuation. He has the patience for that. I don't know if Jordan has the patience for evacuation. It's a nightmare of a mission. I don't know if I'm gonna play that one. So maybe Chase will come down and play that. We'll see.
It is worse than last launch.
Yes, it is definitely worse than last launch. I like the rescue missions. Yeah, and I do have those things, just not in hack. So I'll probably play it with, I don't know.
Is there a specialist motorcycle with baggage?
Not with baggage, but there's definitely JSA.
Just bring the Margarita Guard.
He's not a specialist.
Can be.
He can be. It's true.
Oh, really?
Just get out.
Just get outside. And
wait, but does the pilot have baggage?
No.
So there's no point then.
So I'm not actually clear what happens to people that are in a civic state when you disembark from a tag, because you carry over any states that you're in when you disembark from a tag. So
I don't either. I have no idea. I have no idea how that
it's
works.
never come up, and I've never had to really look into it. So,
but it is a complicated situation that is fairly corner.
Because you could have a Margarita Guard with baggage go and pick up 2 people with Civivac and then climb out.
But how can he pick up the people?
You don't need to be a specialist to pick them up. You need to be a specialist to evacuate them.
No, you need to be a specialist to pick them up, don't you?
Nope.
No, Civivac, you have to be like veteran.
No,
like
there's no requirement.
One of those things. There's no requirement anymore. Oh, yeah, there used to be.
You can't be a remote. You can't be impetuous, and you can't be impetuous, and you can't be right. Link.
You can't be a freak. That's right. There's no like you have to be. It's just you can't be certain things.
And you can't be in a link. That's it.
Yeah, that's right. Or have a sync model.
That's probably true.
Yeah,
I don't know about that one actually either. Definitely no remotes. Definitely no link teams. Definitely no impetuous.
Yeah, you can't walk up with the Pupnauticas and just grab all 3 guys and walk away.
Yeah.
Pupnauticas, no one talks to Geppetto. Like Geppetto can't convince anyone to come with Pinocchio. All right, let's get to the mailbag then. And we're doing 3 questions every week. Our mailbag is nice and full with delicious questions. It's actually 3 pages of questions now. So thanks everybody that contributed some.
Now let's answer 3 of the same question. Go.
They're not. And actually, the first one's for you, Owen, and kind of for me. It's from Sharfay Engel, and it's with the upcoming new Dire Foes box, including a new sculpt for Yasbir, how do you go about playing him? I always like the idea of his profile, but I can never get it to work. I'm kind of hoping when we see a Dire Foes for Yasbir, he gets like a profile redo. But I like Yasbir. I like him because he's got 2 things I really like. He's got Hollow Mask, he's got Drop Bearers, and he's got a Light Shotgun with +1 burst. No, they don't like
him up with Constantinos.
Oh,
yeah, Yasbir is definitely one of the models in the game. He used to be cooler, but then 5 guys came out that took his job. So now it's like, eh.
The not FTO one I think is great. I wish
the fact that the Assassin Nader is cheaper than he is ridiculous. And that's kind of because he's just a better version of Yasbir. So Yasbir is like DS12, Whip 14, Specialist, Stealth. He has Shotgun, Drop Bears, Hollow Mask, without infiltrating for 27 points.
Mm-hmm.
The Nadir has Hidden Deployment, Forward Deployment, Mim 6, and then also is a Specialist depending on which variant you want to bring. And he can have access to Mine Layer, AP Marksman Rifle, AP Mines. He has Surprise Attack because of that. and he's also BS 12 and 14.
Yeah, imposing a -12 the surprise round at a hidden deployment is amazing.
Yeah, including cover. But yeah.
And the problem is that you're paying for the martial arts, but it's only level 2 and you're CC 22, and you're like, how often are you going to use that? I don't know.
And the other thing is that CC is like way down now because there's too many skirmishers that are just better CC. Like martial arts guys used to be like, oh, better watch out. That guy's got martial arts. He'll kill you. And now it's like, I'm a digger. Like, we could take him.
You know,
I'm an Apache. I'm a motorcycle. I'm a insert the long list of the 10 to 15 point mercs that are just better CC guys than others.
You know why I don't have a Nadir?
I know. I do know why. I know exactly why you don't have
Because
it.
he's also in Black Wind. I was like, wait, do I have a Nadir? And then I'm like, nope, he's also one of the things that I don't have because he's in this box because I gave them to Jordan. God damn it.
Don't worry. You could also use as another guy who's also better than him for the same price and is actually basically the same guy, only has MIM 6, the Shuje.
Yeah. There is a reason to get this box set. I'm not realizing is I can get another Pandora and I could paint that Pandora in Assassin's colors.
And the Shuje is actually cool. And he comes in the same box as the Sunduck Bug.
Yeah, but you can't get that box. That's the one box you can't get.
I'm just saying. Actually, my biggest thing against Yasbir right now is that the Shuje is literally just Yasbir 2.
But if you had to use Yasbir, if you don't have those other models, how do you make them work?
What do you
so
what did he,
I
what
bring
does
McMurrow.
he need?
Like,
what does he need? What does he need if he gets a tweak? Like make like a little tweak to him that would get you to take him.
2 wounds, MIM 6, no wounding cap. Pick one of those 3. Like one of those 3. Yeah, you give him any of those or all of them. Screw it. Then for 33 points, he might actually get played. But like without that, he's just a dude with a rifle. Like it's literally just a rifle.
The light shotgun plus 1 burst is pretty great. Burst 3+6 at short range with the surprise deck is no joke. Damage 14.
Okay, but then they go, I chain rifle you. And you only have 1 wound.
But you're in a marker state, so they have to declare first.
No,
they go delay. And then you go, I reveal surprise attack. And he goes, aha.
They can't delay because you're a holo projector.
Okay, then they just chain rifle you. Why would you not? I always would. Do you not? Do you not just template everyone who comes close to you?
If you fight someone with a chain rifle, but you know who has a chain rifle, like you don't hunt chain rifles with the Yasbir, is what I'm saying.
Right, but
all the guys kind of around the corner.
Every shotgun is a template now too.
Not everyone's carrying a shotgun, Owen. Not everyone plays assassons. There's whole factions that don't have.
The greatest thing is that there are more models now that have templates than don't.
Is that true?
That's not true.
It's definitely true.
Definitely not true.
It's definitely true.
Definitely not true.
Somebody with autism looked this up.
Definitely not true. Find me the number. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly go to Pano. I'm gonna go to generic Pano-Oceania and I'm gonna go to equipment and look for shotguns. And of all of the profiles that are in this faction, let's see how many of them have shotguns. Light shotguns. There's exactly 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 that aren't mercenaries.
Sure. Okay.
In the entire faction.
Now go Chain Colt.
Okay.
There's 3 heavy shotguns.
Then go Emerat.
They don't have any Emerats.
Yeah, they do.
They don't have any Emerats.
I have 1.
They have one.
Okay, so
then go flamethrowers. Holy crap! Look at how many heavy flamethrowers there are. Like the thing is, like it sounds crazy when you say it like that, but it is true. There's a shit ton of template weapons now. Like, how about because you wanted to do Pando? How about you do Nanopulsar? There's another what 4, 8, 9, 10, 11 more profiles right off the top. Arguably, if you want to say Miranda is a bounty hunter because she shows up in NCA.
if you're not talking Shona, like I'm saying without mercenaries, right? Because mercenaries are all cross faction and they've got templates, but like
So like Bipandra, Agnes, Blackfriar, Joan, Knight of Santiago, Seraph all have nanopulsers.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm not saying there's not lots. I'm just saying I don't think more have them than don't have them.
I
Some of these are going to be, some of these are any characters are AVA 1, which means you can't spam them. Like there's a bunch of things that keep this.
But what I'm saying is like the number of guys that you're going to
there's zero chain colts. There's zero chain colts that are on mercenaries. There's diggers, monstructors, Krakots, and Liang K. Like, and those are all, you get one.
And Gunner and Montessa's don't count?
That have chain rifles?
Oh, sorry, you said chain rifle. I thought you said chain colt.
No. There's Montessa's and Gunner are the only ones with chain colts. So there's two.
Right.
Like it's not, I'm just saying it's not, I don't think it's as prevalent as you think it is.
Okay, let's go to Ariadna.
Okay.
Like, you're right. Pano is the one that I would have probably said would have the least. How many boarding shotguns are in Ariadna?
Lots, but not that many that are on actual dudes. There's 1, 2,
like a Spetsnaz or a Dynamo or a Paracommando or an Airborne Ranger.
Yeah, I'm looking, but there's a million mercenaries.
Lugaroo,
4,
Straylocks,
5.
Marauders, Mavericks, Moblots, Minutemen,
plenty,
Kazakhs, SAS, Rangers, Scouts, Uxia, Highlanders, Desperados, Varangian, like it's crazy, man. Like, I get it, and I know where you're coming from, but like, everybody's got templates.
There's more. It's funny because there's more boarding there's more boarding shotguns than there's light shotguns.
Like chain rifles and chain colts pop up in Ariadna like a dozen times. Like, it's like there's a lot. The ability to use those shotguns on people has gone way down. Like, if you're a 1 wound dude and you have a shotgun, even odds you're just trading your life against whatever you run into.
Sure. They have to pick the trade, though. And a lot of people don't pick the trade. Because a lot of those shotguns are on 1 wound guys that are like 25, 30 points. They're not going to want to trade with them. They're going to want dodge and avoid it instead. I don't think everyone's as willing to sell the lives of their troops as you are. I guess that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not going to trade against the...
But if 33-point Yazbir walks up on me, I will trade my 20-point guy.
If they've spent a few orders to get them across the board, and then you can shut it down, even if it is a trade, you've won, because then for them to get another person up to that corner, they got to spend another couple of orders. You know what I mean?
Maybe, yeah.
And this is where Yazbir needs like another wound in some form, whether it's no wounding cap or something like that, so that he isn't a 33-point infiltrator who dies to a like Ghazi.
And maybe I've played against Owen too much, but like, if I'm coming around the corner and I'm within 8 inches of anybody, I want to have 2 wounds. Otherwise, it's terrifying.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. You want to have a do-over. Definitely.
Right.
Or even just the tank. You're like, okay, I'll murder them and I'll take the shotgun hit. Or to whatever template, nanopulsar, whatever. But
they're ubiquitous. Like, you can build lists and not even like I have built lists where I'm intentionally trying to find like spammy templates and stuff. But I've noticed that if I just build like normal lists and look at how many models in them have a template weapon, some don't, but it's the minority. Even the pain train, like the 5 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them have template weapons.
Sure. That's why you take them.
Sure, but they're not that. But the templates aren't why I brought them. I didn't bring.
No, you take them. Yeah, but you take the mix of them so that you can operate every range. Like, you're choosing the boarding shotguns, you can operate that range. You're choosing the Spitfires, you can operate that range.
All my lists are just janks.
Okay. All right. All right, we're moving on.
Sure.
Our next question is from Mindtaker Pete. It's just for me. It says, can you update the Discord link on your show notes because it's expired? Yes, we will. Also, hello from Mindtaker Miniatures. We have ops decks in stock, by the way. So apparently Mindtaker Miniatures, you can get an ops deck from if you need them. They're in the US though, just FYI.
Avatar list has 3 models that don't have chain rifles or templates of any kind.
Emperor Norman.
Owen will die on this hill.
He's already chosen to. It's fine. We know what he thinks. This is for everybody. It says on another podcast, they said that the core of a strong alpha strike would be a badass gunfighter and a piece that can get in your backline and cause a real problem. So like a Tag and McMurrow, for example. Do you agree with this description? What pair would you choose for your faction? Can you think of factions that are missing one half of this combo? As a baby Assassins player, I have a trouble with the gunfighter half, also with the whole winning the dice to go first part, but that's a me problem, not a them problem. Why don't you start,
As the
Dan?
assassin player, you said?
No, that the person talking is an assassin player and hasn't been playing for a while. So
You wanna go
they're
second?
having a hard time figuring out what their gunfighter half of the gunfighter plus McMurrow is for the alpha striking.
Was it the Alpha Zit? What was that guy?
It would probably be the Yasuira.
I swear.
Probably the Aswir.
The Yasuira is good. The AR is good as a gunfighter piece.
The Bakhtar.
Yeah, Bakhtar's good too. But like again, assassins I don't feel are need to alpha strike as much. If that makes sense. Assassins play a longer game than that typically.
Assassins want to absorb an Alpha Strike.
Yes, exactly. Assassins want to make you bleed out all your orders, trying to like deal with all of their reactive pieces typically. They're a great go second faction. Whereas like the double Maggie list and Rama Task Force, that might have a little bit more to do with the alpha striking. Why don't you go first, Dan? What do you think? What's a gunfighter / disruption in the backlines piece thing that you had when you were playing O12?
12 doesn't really have a good disruption in the backline piece. Because they really have like the deltas and the crushers that can drop in, and they're not great.
I don't know. What about Hippolyta?
I guess she could run
What?
forwards and disrupt that. It just
That's
takes
not what he said, though. Or you mean for a gunfighter?
Hippolyta,
what you mean?
to get in the backline and like do like template attacks and use your smoke to get around. Like just like get in the backline and suppress.
Well, it's like 5 orders to start that.
The problem is with McMurrow, he moves 6'4", and so it's just those extra 2 inches. It doesn't seem like a 10, but he's also good. I guess they both have super jump, but when you have super jump and like 6 movement, I don't know. It just
You can throw Varangians back there too. Varangians are cheap and they get the free order for the first move.
yeah, they just seem to die though.
Oh shit! What am I talking about? You fucking double authorized bounty hunter bikes.
Yeah, but they're available to most people. But yeah, the duo of authorized bounty hunters or the motorized bounty hunters, they're pretty good.
You'd take that and
They're available to most vanilla factions. So
Is the duo available to most? Really? I thought the duo was only available during the season when they were like our extra piece.
oh really?
No,
Well,
it's still-
not the duo, just like having 2 of them. I don't know if you could take 2 of the motorized ones.
You still can.
You still can, yeah.
I think crushers do it. Just
There's
walk
only
in with
one-
that.
But I guess they're parachuters. But
Yeah, you just walk in on the side. He's
crushers
got
are
2 wounds.
they're pricey. The no wounded cap is nice, but it's just like I haven't been able to get the crushers to work. And every time I have brought them in, they don't do great.
You definitely use the motorized bounty hunters, those disruption
Oh yeah,
pieces.
100%.
They're like the double chain Colt submachine gun one is so good in a pair. Just
And then-
ripping up at 8.6.
Having the alpha or the delta, or not the delta, the
Omega?
omega, yeah, omega, and what's the massive guy, the mini tank?
Delta.
Oh,
Or
yeah.
gamma, sorry, the gamma. The
Gamma,
gamma, the
that's-
size 5, yeah.
Yeah,
Gamma.
so the gamma, the alpha are fantastic gunnery pieces.
Yeah, that burst through Fearbach unlinked is no joke.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So 12, I guess. But for when you're moved to like Starmada, though, it's like you're really relying on that crusher. Wait, you still get the crusher.
For Bakunin, you get Branda Castro and then pick your flavor of Big Link. Riot Girls or Reverends or Observance.
Actually,
Or Uber
Andromeda's
Falls.
not bad.
Uber
Andromeda's
Falls Plus.
it's too unreliable with the 12 plus roll or 12 minus roll, whatever.
Mm,
But if Andromeda sticks her landing, she's quite the disruptive piece.
yeah, she is.
You could
I
do Uber Falls, but I think the crux of that was get into their deployment without having to walk across the board. Like bring something that can just get in and disrupt without having to pay the cost and walk across.
Oh, they
Like-
mentioned what's his name? They mentioned McMurrow, so I assumed that
McMurrow. But
they
McMurrow
just
is like,
just mean get across.
when you're impetuous, you get the free 10-inch move. It's like it's not near as it's only.
And Pupniks are the same way. They're all 6'4". They all got Climb Plus. They just zip towards.
Yeah. All right, yeah, you could do Pupniks. You could do Uberfall. You could do if you're playing Tunguska, you have the bots. If you're playing Ariadna, you have werewolves of all shapes and sizes. Combined Army has Mr. Deployment Zone drop troop. So does Ariadna again.
I guess, does anybody lack it, though? Does anybody just not have that available?
You know who it is. It's the same guy who always doesn't have it available. Welcome to Pano. we don't know how to do all of the things. I got BS.
But their gunfighters are better.
We bought expensive toys, but we don't know how to party the way that other people party.
Yeah, it's like wheel gunfighter better, but we don't have disruption.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We're not able to mix it up close.
Would be my call out for who couldn't do it well. And everybody else has something.
Yeah, Cameronians and Yuching have like Shaolin monks and stuff. Certain Yuching factions can't, but they've got Guangxi and Shaolins and stuff, right? They can run in the middle of the board and cause a bunch of like havoc. And they even got the cat. The heavy shotgun cat is no joke at close range.
As a disruptor, the Sujan as a disruptor piece. Oh, hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Aleph has Penny, and it also just has, if you play Steel Phalanx, like a cheaper Mermlink is very hard to stop because they'll just get into you and kill everybody.
Throw templates in every direction.
Yeah, Combined can do it too with a variety of different guys.
All little guys. No. But yeah, I think that pairing. I think it's less about like the specific pieces. And I think it's about having a plan to like scalpel out the speed bumps and then send something into the midfield or the deployment edge that depletes your opponent's resources of orders trying to break out of it. Like, to me, you can accomplish that a bunch of different ways. Like, nomads don't even necessarily send in kill pieces to do it. They can send in like hidden pitchers, you know what I mean? Or creep up with things like Morans, you know what I mean, to cause like a million hacking rolls. Like, there's a bunch of ways of doing that, but it's about causing destruction and then also like a ton of disruption on top of it, so that your opponent's so busy spending their next turn digging out from like the puzzle and the trap you've made that they can't complete the mission objectives.
Also, Vanilla Panel can take a duo of motorized bounty hunters.
Well, hell yeah, they can.
I mean, I guess
everyone should have a duo of motorized bounty hunters.
I agree with the idea of having a guy to go in and disrupt and another guy who can scalpel pieces. That makes sense. I tend to only do one of the two of those things. I'll bring either a guy who's going to win the fight or a bunch of guys who are going to just disrupt and get in your way.
Well, McMurrow can like scalpel and disrupt kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, most of those guys who get in there to disrupt can do that too, right?
That's funny. McMurrow scalpels by throwing hands, though. that's the funny thing is that McMurrow doesn't scalpel the way that most guys scalpel with guns. He smokes his way over to something and then unalives it with his giant crowbar.
Like, when I think of like the motorized bounty hunters are on a one-way trip, but like,
hell yeah, they are.
Well, McMurrow is a one-way trip, but it's kind of like, I'll kill everything and then I'll sit here and be hard to kill or annoying to kill. Well, the motorized bounty hunters are like, I'm fast enough that I don't have to go around the corner and fight one guy. I can go around the corner far enough that I get to fight 5 guys.
Yeah.
What are you going to do? And then I contemplate, or I can shoot with, it's like I can do all the things of like, I'll just kill the few pieces that you don't want dead. And I'm like, I lost a 9-point guy, but I killed your missile bot. I'm happy. So it's a very different disrupting than other things, but it's still kind of the same goal, but just different. McMurrow's a lot more effective, but he's also a lot more points.
And not in every faction, right?
My peak of this would just be Atalanta and Penny.
Yeah, bring those great example.
And they're kind of pricey. It's like 70 some odd points for the two of them, but they're amazing. Yeah,
but you could insert a bunch of those Mim 6 gunfighter pieces too. Like, you can insert like Phoenix and Penny.
You could bring definitely more, but I just mean if you just wanted to like check that box of like, I want to be able to shoot and I want to be able to get in there, these two can do both of those jobs to very high quality.
Yep, absolutely. Or even like Achilles. You want to go really spendy? Go with Achilles. He's
those
sure
two combined are Achilles, right? So
yeah. Achilles does both.
On a side note,
I think Atalanta's more obnoxious than Achilles for shooting. I'd rather get shot by Achilles than Atalanta.
That's fair.
It's also nice having someone that's half decent at melee that can disrupt, because then like in the QAZ creatures, like if you just have someone that has any kind of martial arts or high close combat, you can just walk up and just scalpel those out really easily. So it just takes one order to get rid of. They're almost irrelevant at that point, but you have to kind of bring that person.
Yeah,
that's what I said.
Anyway, to go hunt the aliens.
The original question, yes, I agree. Makes sense to have a gunfighter and a disruption piece.
Yeah, me too. All right, the OMC, last question. Why does BTS have to be in multiples of 3?
Does it?
There is nothing in the game that isn't. There's nothing in cover or BTS or firewalls that isn't in multiples of 3. In fact, the only non-multiple 3 buff right now is the fire team buff.
And there's one other.
There's a Zeta
ECM guided -8.
Oh god, it's so weird.
I love that guy.
Yeah, those two things broke my brain. It's like, why is it -8? Oh, to impose a failure state for some reason.
It was straight up a misprint, and they were too ashamed to fix it.
I would agree with Dan. I think that's exactly
there can't be any other reason, because
it doesn't make any sense. Yeah, it doesn't make any sense at all.
So I got gypped.
Yeah, you got chipped by a point of BT.
No, you got a better one, because they're usually 6. Yours is better by 2.
Yours is 2 points better for no reason.
Oh, I see the 8. Oh yeah, it wouldn't be the 9, because the 8 is very similar to a 6.
Correct.
Yeah. And every other guy with ECM is -6.
Is -6. You're the only one that's higher, and it's a weird number on top of that.
You know, I actually had ECM come up in a game.
Really?
The first time not too long ago.
I mean, it's useful when it comes up, man. Making it an actual roll for those guided missiles is huge.
Where a Yodam got spotlit and he starts firing missiles at him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, you're actually I have ECM. He took 2 hits and just laughed and then killed the people nearby.
Yeah. Also, he's the Yodam, so he doesn't super care about being hit by missiles either.
AP explosive is still no joke.
That's true. Yeah.
Even with armor 10, you need to roll 10s to not get hurt.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, that's true. 3 times 10s. 350. He's gonna take a wound at least usually.
Yeah. Look. Technically, it's not BTS, but if you have bioimmunity and you have like armor 5, then you can have BTS 5.
There you go. Yep. Why does it have to be in 3s? It doesn't, but it is.
Because the designers decided to do everything as base 3.
I think it's sometimes. Like armor is like different levels of armor. That makes sense why it's like infinitely like malleable. But BTS is like, I feel like different software. And it's just
tech level 1.
There's only so many amount of different software, and that's it. They
just flatten
There's a handful of tech 3 guys.
BTS is you're wearing pants, or then you're wearing pants with a gas mask, or then you're wearing pants with a gas mask and a hazmat suit, or then you're wearing power armor. Those are the different levels of BTS. Like that's it. Those are the 4 different states you can be in to have good BTS. All right, we're on to our main topic. We're passing this checkpoint. And I'm done with these. Thank you so much for everybody who put questions in. Give us more. We love them. We love your delicious questions. They create interesting quandaries and remind us of things like updating the Discord link in the description.
I remember there are there's no wrong questions, but there are stupid ones.
This is Dan's new catchphrase that he says every episode. So the main body of this topic tonight is equipment specifically, not skills. This is actually something that was a bit hard to wrap the brains around, but what are our favorite equipment combos and what are they useful for? And that means either pieces of like gear, so stuff like visors or like the various pieces of like non-weapon profiles, things people can be carrying. And then the actual like weapons themselves. So different weapon systems people can have and what combinations are useful and why are they our favorites. And we're going to go round robin again. If anybody picked either like very close to the same or same, then we'll chime up and pair them up. And then we'll go through and see everybody's top 3. So we'll start with Dan this time because he hasn't gotten to start one of these yet.
So top of mind is biometric visor and no, I'm just joking.
And anything.
So bad.
It's the worst.
So one thing that I've been enjoying more is like a Holomask, Hollow Echo, and a Hacker. And so it could be a killer hacker or a regular hacker, doesn't really matter. But just having somebody that you can hide in a link or hide somewhere where they'll assume they've killed all your hackers, or they assume you didn't bring a hacker, and then someone walks into like a repeater net or something, and you get to surprise hack somebody. It's really fun.
What's the example of a profile that has that?
The Canrins.
Mm-hmm. Brids don't have Holomask, do they? Is it Brids that have Holomask? Who am I thinking about as Holomask in Assassins?
Yasbir. And the AR.
No, but it's also a hacker.
Oh yeah, breeds. Any killer hacker.
No, but I mean, has Holomask, you don't know who they are at the outset.
Oh.
Not the program Holomask, the actual Holomask. Maybe I'm thinking of a different faction. Is it QK? Who's QK has the Holomask guys that start in Holomask?
The Tianguo also have it.
Ooh, do they?
They have a hacker profile. And
that's right.
Bashy bazooks.
And it's even like FTO, so you can link them, and you can just pretend to be some kind of doctor or something that like is going along with the link.
Mm-hmm.
And then like they like come up and they're like, I come up to like hack something or do something, and you're like, yeah, I hack you. They also have the fun jammer, which I guess is another combo. But basically any kind of comms attack plus Holomask, I think is one of my favorite ones to play, because it's not quite gotcha, but it's kind of gotcha. But like,
yeah,
it's also situational. Mm-hmm. So it's not always good, but you kind of have to play into it, but try not to be obvious about it. So I don't know. I like that kind of the game, part of the game. It's fun.
The shell game thing is fun. We don't get to do shell game stuff enough. I think it's the same reason you like hidden deployment, wherever you get to like, it's not a gotcha so much as it's like you get to play with like sort of like I guess like not a mind game. I'm trying to think of like the best way to describe it. Like you get to do something where like you fake people out. Like I think that's an interesting thing for this game in particular, because you're creating a situation that's advantageous to you, but it's not necessarily like a gotcha.
But you have a lot of liberty with it. It's not like always the same thing. Like you can choose who you're bringing as. So even if people are expecting you to bring it, then you can like metagame it and bring it as something wildly different. Or I don't know, the hidden deployment. So one of my favorite board games of all time is Owen and Strategos.
It's classic.
It's just like it's like dumbed down chess, but where you just like when your flags touch each other, you flip it over and you compare values, and then one person dies, and then you flip it back over, and you got to remember.
Yeah, so remember like who's got what.
And the bombs will kill you, but if you get to like the main flag, it's kind of like capture flag, you win. And so normally your flag's in the middle of like the back line covered in bombs, and you have to have a bomb diffuser to go through them to get through, or suicide guys and then go in. But then like sometimes you just put your main victory flag on the front line with all your other bombs, and they like hit one bomb and they're like, okay, these are bombs over here, and they ignore them for the rest of the game, and they just run past the victory condition all game, and you're like,
that's right. Yeah.
But like you never know, but you're like, do you waste time doing it anyways? So it's a lot of misinformation and hidden information, and then you get to have fun with that, and not like I'm screwing you over, ha ha ha, but it's just like you get to play that mind game with your opponent.
There's a skill to it. You're actually playing, like you're playing it out.
Yeah.
I was thinking of Havses, but they don't have a hacker profile. That's what I was thinking of. They're all Holomask as well. Havses pretend to be Janissaries, though.
Holomask is just really fun. I don't know if it's super strong, but it's very, very fun to use.
Yeah, agreed.
In combination with a lot of different ways. But I really like the Holomask comms tag, so either jammer or hacker.
Mm-hmm. All right, what about you, Owen?
X-Visor grenade launcher Drews.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, X-Visor grenade launcher is no joke. Are there any others?
That's the only one who has it, right? The Drews?
No, there's also Emily Hartman who has it.
There you go.
But she's a model that you can't buy. She can link.
A pure link?
3 or 5. She can't be a pure link.
No, she's Right Rage.
Yeah. She can be in a...
She's in Starco. Isn't
She can be in a 5, but she can't be a pure one. So she's BS 13 to base. So she goes to BS 14 with it, which is still not bad.
That's 8s to hit. The Druids get 9.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's similar.
Oof.
Yeah. And
I
she's
forgot about her.
she's also mimetism.
And she has an EM grenade launcher as well. Grenades and EM grenades, just both.
Yeah. So does the Druze guy, but
yeah.
The Druids get +1 damage on BS attack.
They sure
you
do.
get that as well.
They sure do. Yeah, that's a real, as a guy who got 3 perfect grenades launched on him by Jordan in a Pano link last week, which was utter bullshit. He literally made 3 grenade attacks and hit all of them, and he put me in Lost Lieutenant on turn 1. just dropped one directly on Yara's head immediately, and then dropped it on the doctor right after that, and killed the doctor next to her too. It was tremendous.
Especially with the lack of like closed doors now, like you really can shoot anywhere.
Yeah. Well, the fact that they shoot 24, right? So like you can, and you don't have to put it on a model because it's a spec fire, so you can shoot over the line with it, which means you can just shoot deployment zone to deployment zone with that thing. And because the template adds to your range, you can shoot over the line with a template.
And when you're spec firing, you only have to touch the model with the template.
That's right.
You don't have to center the model with the template.
That's right. It's gross.
But you still have to but the model you're targeting still has to be within the range band. Doesn't it? Or is the center of the
center of the template has to be within the range band, I'm pretty sure. That's the impact point. And then you place the template.
I guess that's true. Oh, so you can get a few more inches.
Yeah.
We'll have to look that up. I'm not 100% sure on that.
No, because you pick a target, then you place the template. Pick a target point, place template, check range from the target point.
Wait, is it targetless or is it need a target?
No, it's target.
It's not targetless. It requires you to still target a guy, but you don't need to center it on
the
him.
template on him. Yeah, exactly.
But where do you measure from? The center of the template or the guy you targeted?
Center of the template.
No. You target the dude, and then you don't have to place the template directly over top of him.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
So you still measure to the dude.
Nope. Maybe not.
Oh, maybe not.
What it describes and what it shows in the picture of like how it does it isn't the same.
I'm pretty sure you pick a target and then you place the template and then you check range from the center of the template because you don't get to pre-measure any of it.
Because that's how I've always played it, is it's from the center of the template.
So you pick the target, yes, place template, it has to be touching them, and then you check to the center of the template the range, and that's it. That's all you have to do.
Huh. You learn something every day.
Yeah, because you're still eyeballing, right? So you don't get to know, but because you're on deployment lines, you kind of know, right? Like, so
the distance between the impact point is measured. Yeah, so you go from you to the center of the template. Okay. So you can definitely shoot into their deployment. Yeah, it ain't no old school
stone throwers. Placing scatter.
No, I was gonna say Scattered 2, which was wonderful. Montessanite was what I was going to get at.
Oh, there you go.
I don't know if I actually ever even played that. I know we talked about it a lot, but I think I only brought it to tournaments.
I don't think you and I ever actually played with it.
Yeah.
All right. Well, my number one combo, and I did.
Oh wait, was this number one? Because this was not number one.
I'm just going through my first one. We're not ranking them in any particular order. Okay. But I do agree with X Visors. I have an X Visor on my list, and my X Visor combo though is slightly different. So maybe I'll just go with that one next, and then do my next one after that. My X Visor combo is X Visors with anything it can suppress, because an X Visor turns your entire suppression band range to 0, which means you are really good. You are an excellent suppressor, and then it also turns any rifle weapon, such as combi rifles, multi-rifles, and marksman rifles, into a 32-inch ARO at 0. So X Visors as suppression pieces or long-range fire team response pieces are really good. I've had the Type 2 rifle X Visor veteran Kazakh kill knights at 32 inches in ARO because he's shooting at zeros with fire team bonuses and dropping Type 2 rounds up to 32 inches. It is something that people don't expect, but having an X Visor as an ARO piece with anything that can either suppress or get into a fire team is tremendous.
Even active turn, being able to shoot far out, and if they're at a negative rain band and you're at a negative, then you have that +3.
They're highly underrated. I think X Visors are a highly underrated piece of gear if you use it right. But I love suppressing X Visors, and I love fire teamed X Visors as well.
That's why that Laseek team with marksman viral rifles up to 40 inches with no negative mods is pretty fun.
Bananas. Yeah, bananas. So then my first piece, or my second thing, because it was going to be a rifle / suppression pieces and X Visors was my other one. Is anything with a mine dispenser and a machine gun.
What?
Anything with a mine dispenser,
I don't think it needs to be
and
a machine
gun.
But I get where you're coming from.
A scalpel piece. So a mine dispenser, because mine dispensers can shoot out templates, mines that shoot around corners, basically up to 32 inches. So you can splash non-interacted pieces, right? You can basically get people in the mine going off that isn't just the target that you're shooting around the corner with, and then something that has like a longer range band, so between like 24 and 32. Because then typically
if it wasn't for the fact that the mine dispenser drops to -6 outside of 24, I'd agree. But I feel like the shorter range weapons with the mine dispenser is better. That's just me.
My thing is that you can do it on the advance, because you can shoot it within 24. You're gonna be. I find you're hard pressed. But what you want to be able to do is make a terrible choice between dodging at lots of penalties against the mine or shooting. It basically keeps your advancing piece safe.
I 100% I agree. I just mean to say, I don't know if the HMG is the one, because I'd rather do it with like a Rudris with his K1 marksman rifle.
So to me,
shoot the same range, and you get
sure. Yeah. Well, I guess maybe here's a better way of describing it then. A mine dispenser with a face-to-face gunfighting piece.
Okay.
Right? Because what we're talking about is forcing you to choose between dodging and shooting. And you could also replace mine dispenser with drop bears, because they do the same thing. And in fact, drop bears are typically more reliable because they're getting a positive range band usually to chuck them at a corner.
Mine dispensers have a positive range band.
Oh, that's right. They still do. That's right. They're the only one that does.
This is why I was like, I'm so confused about why you would want to put this far out, because it has a +3. So like if you're 8 to 16,
you can maneuver into bad range to make the gunfighting choice even worse.
Right. And the mine doesn't need to be up to them, right? They don't have to be within the template of it. So you can shoot 16 and then shoot them at 24 and they still get hit by the mine.
Yeah. But basically a face-to-face gun piece mixed with either a drop bear or a mine dispenser is an incredible corner shooting pieces. It's the bane of link teams. It's the bane of like clumped up infantry, and it's a way of getting around and even getting to things like camo pieces without even having to discover them. Because as long as that template detonates onto a viable target, if it touches a camo marker or a marker state piece, they get revealed. So there's a lot of utility in mine dispensers and drop bears, and basically like directly placed mines, and then going after and forcing the arrow with the face-to-face like gunfighting piece.
Yeah, I never really thought about that. Like you split the pie, but don't quite look at the gunfighter person you want to shoot, and you shoot it far enough that it sees the gunfighter that's in arrow and the other people in this link team.
Yep.
And then you go to fight the link team, and they're like, do you want to get 2 bursts and get 2 of your guys hit by a free mine, or do you want to break out of your link and then I get way better gunfighter against you?
It doesn't even matter if you break out of the link. If he triggers the mine, as long as it touches him.
They get to dodge, I guess is what he's saying.
Yeah.
So the other 2 guys dodge, and then one guy fires back.
Yeah. And then they lose their 6th sense against the mine. There's a bunch of negatives to not all doing the same thing.
There's still a failure chance, right?
Yeah, exactly. And so it's a wonderful combination. And if you want to take it to the nth degree, you take it on the Magariba guard, because he can reload himself too. So you can do it all game. Which
baggage is the third key.
Baggage is the third key there, because you can just keep doing it over and over again. Either use a group 2 baggage piece to just like have it maneuver like midfield in the center of your table, and then just maneuver inside that zone of control, so you can be reloading yourself all the time, or just bring a Maggie. But anybody can do it. Notable combos are the Gator, what's the Morat one called? The Raicho, and then also of course the Magariba guard. And then if we're talking about the brawler pieces, we got like the Rudris, and then you've also got the what's he called, the Blackfriar, the Assassin AR. There's a bunch of drop bear pieces. They're also great gunfighters.
I guess I have one that's not the same, but
And
it's in the
bolts.
same feeling as what you're describing, and it's Oxbots.
Oh, I was gonna. That was gonna be a separate. That was gonna be a separate.
That was a
piece.
separate one for
That
you
was a
because I
separate-
view
yeah,
those just as the same thing. Yeah,
they are, but they also have other utilities like clearing mines and stuff too. So why don't you just bring that one up now? Because you're gonna bring up Oxbots and Auxilias. I was gonna bring up or I was gonna bring up the Raptor from O12 because he's the same thing. He's a good gunfighter piece that brings a peripheral with him.
I didn't even think that as equipment.
I was going to do it as the Arjuna unit was actually who I was thinking.
Yep, Arjunas. Yep, they're them too.
This one was like my fourth choice. I had two other ones, but I was like unsure if this counted essentially.
Yeah, no, peripherals are equipment.
Yeah, the Arjuna unit with his two Karan bots and the level of extra shenanigans that happen because you can lean out with your shock marksman rifle or your Spitfire while also having a movement 6 either flamethrower or Emarat or whatever template weapon it has, and then you go, okay, here's a template and a gun. Make your call.
Yeah, it's an extension of what we're talking about because it's a template, maneuverable, infinitely reusable template piece in the form of the peripheral with a face-to-face gunfighter piece. Another notable version of that is Fiddler, right, with her shotguns. She reverses it though, where her shotguns can do both because she has Vulcan shotguns on them, which is really interesting.
Vulcans can't template, can they?
Yeah, they sure can. They're flamethrowers when they template.
Oh, well then.
That's why they're called Vulcans. They shoot like
Seraph
phosphorus rounds.
Plays another game too because it can jump and it can jump over walls and up ledges and stuff, and its little Oxbot can do it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then there's the opposite kind of with the peripherals in the form of like the antipode peripheral, where one's going into melee with you and the other one's shooting, right? So you have like the Devil Dogs with their like shotguns come around the corner, getting ready to template you with a shotgun or face to face with a shotgun, and meanwhile the antipodes running into melee.
Yeah, you won't template with that one because you can't actually.
But you can before it gets there.
No, you can't. Templates are considered there the entire order.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah. Used to be able to because you can template into a melee, like you can run into melee and template yourself.
Can do that,
yeah,
but you can't do the other one. So like it was this weird interaction about mines and whether or not you could walk past a mine while it goes
into
off.
melee with somebody.
And technically no, because the mine has gone off the entire time. And so if you would have to go over where the template would be, you can't move there because it would negate the mine.
You can kind of like touch it though. Like if there's like a line beside where you could walk.
Yeah, if there's a way you can do it without touching it, I think that works. But even then, I'm not quite sure because it took a while for us to get to that answer.
Interesting.
Wait, so under that reasoning, then, if you laid a mine with a regular mine layer, and then like walked over it and walked back, the mine can't go off.
Only if there's no line from the mine that doesn't overlap your guy.
I guess you could stay behind it, and so the front, because it goes off from the front of it, and so the front of it wouldn't touch you. So as long as you.
So long as basically what happened was it was like a corridor essentially, and it was I have to walk along that corridor to get to the guy at the end of the corridor, and the mine also is going to go off, and there's no way to slice the pie in the corridor that doesn't involve also touching my guy, even if it's not going to be until theoretically after the mine has gone off.
Yeah, you got to stay behind the mine while it detonates, otherwise it gets canceled because there's no path to the guy that isn't
which doesn't get rid of the mine, it just doesn't work.
I think the mine still stays in camo too.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you check the trigger conditions and they're not met because it's a friendly model in the line of fire.
Yeah, I would love that interaction because the mine's like, I'm here. Just kidding. I'm not a mine. I could be anything.
Well, like your little bracelet that's like a friend or foe tracker like goes off and like disarms it.
But it goes back to the camo, which is the funny thing. Everyone knows what it is.
And then it puts its hood back up.
It's like remember the moles in Super Mario 3 that would like throw the wrenches at you and they would like pop their heads out and look around first, and they would like chuck a wrench and they would go back down into the airship. They're like that.
But it's like they go back to size 2, which is hilarious.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Well, I can be anything.
All right, Dan. Owen and I have taken like double turns, so it's your turn.
Yeah. I think just the classic MSV2 sniper.
Yep. It's
just you put them up there. There's not a lot of Eclipse grenades out there. There's not a lot of Albedo. There's not a lot of hacking device pluses. And so in general, an MSV2 sniper will be the only day to deal with this person is the face-to-face or come around where I'm not looking, which you can then set up other defensive measures.
See, I have a very specific version of that in mind, Dan, which is an MSV. I have an MSV Spitfire or multi-marksman. That's my specific favorite, because the Spitfire and multi-marksman MSV piece is way more flexible than either an MSV rifle piece or an MSV HMG / rocket / missile launcher piece. Because it can maneuver inside the optimum range of a gunfighter, a long-range gunfighter piece, and it can maneuver outside the range. It has this 6-inch sweet spot where it gets outside rifle range and it gets inside HMG range, but keeps all of its positive modifiers. So I really like that one, the Brawler Gun 24-inch range optimum gunfighter piece of the visor, because he can flex in between those two roles and hunt either other side of those two pieces, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I'm thinking of more like an ARO piece, or if you have anyone popping out, I scalpel them out, but I never have to move from my nest.
Sure.
Kind of that's how I would use, like, that's my MSV sniper combo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like the MSV, but I like it with a very specific gun, because I like it being able to basically flip between the two roles. What about you, Owen? You had something?
Add in Albedo and a nano screen. He's great.
Wait, who is that?
The Shazvasti Guilo. He shows up in every Shazvasti list I make, bar very few exceptions. MSV2, heavy rocket, Albedo, nano screen.
He's so rare, though. Like, not everybody has that.
Yeah.
I can't think of anybody else that has that combination of guns. I can think of lots of people that have like a shock marksman or a Spitfire and an MSV2.
There's a lot of Albedo MSV, not a lot, but they pop up more than you'd think.
Yeah, Blackfire. I think
there's only like 3: Albedo and the Lord of Thunder.
Lord of Thunder.
Lilo. I don't know if there's any more.
He doesn't have a nano screen, though.
Nobody has the nano screen.
Nobody has the nano screen. No.
No, the other one, Dan, is in the Steel Phalanx. Drakios has Albedo and he just has Albedo. My bad.
Yeah, he just has Albedo. Nobody else has the combination you're describing.
His link. Yeah, no one has the extra one with the nano screen, but the Albedo MSV is just a tier 2
a tier 2
MSV,
yeah,
in my opinion.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a selection of guys who have it. Apparently, it's pretty short, but
Blackfire.
There's only 2 with MSV2, and there's 1 with MSV1.
Yeah.
And then there's 1 with MSV1. But those guys, when they show up, are very difficult to deal with, because even the pieces that normally would deal with them struggle, because they usually have some kind of jank to make it even harder to deal with them. And they do all the things that Dan and Ash have said, only they have this and also, except for the Blackfire, he doesn't get that because his faction doesn't have smoke.
No.
But the other 2 do.
Did they take a mercenary with smoke?
No.
No?
Nope.
Okay. Sad.
Don't get it.
They literally they have exactly 1 grenade that's smoke, and it's clipped specifically so they can't use their visors with it. They were given a single Eclipse grenade. They were given a grenade that's marginally useful, but it's on an aux bot, so it's actually not even that accurate. So it doesn't go off that often.
Yep.
Whereas most people who have smoke grenades have them on Fizz 14 guys who just hum them at their feet at 17s.
Or 20.
Or 20s. Yeah, 19s and 20s. All right, we got any more? I'm out. Those are my big picks.
The thing I liked about the sniper rifle, I guess it's better than the HMG because it's got the long range as well. It's got the longest good range in the game is the sniper rifle.
Yeah.
And it's only a 0 at 8 to 16. And so I don't know. I really like sniper rifles. They can quickly become overpowered if you don't deploy the map properly, or set up the map properly. But no, I really like them. Mostly the multi sniper rifles, of course.
Of course.
What is the one more?
You got one more? You
know who it is. Right, he's the best piece of equipment in the game.
Tell me.
Symbiomate. Kelter specialist with a
symbiote. It's not a combo.
It's not really
what combo? It's every combo. It's everything.
Combo.
It is the
what
best.
It's symbio armor is what he's talking about, is the first equipment piece with symbiote mates. Sure. Because those two things go together. The one guy is the tax, basically you pay to bring the symbiote mates, but anybody with symbiote armor can be equipped with one of these things, and it is basically a Super Mario star.
So you pick any guy who has equipment that you like and has the wonderful symbiote mate.
Armor. Yeah.
I don't know, maybe Jan Star. he's probably a pretty good one to put one on. And you just go kill somebody.
And the first time you get hit, you go dun 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 dun. You just don't die. That's right. Don't roll a 4. Don't die.
But didn't you like shoot somebody and they failed both their saves under the star?
It has happened. Yeah, it has happened. They have died.
It was a hilarious ARO piece.
Hilarious.
One shot, one kill.
Just freaking blew his head off.
He was even immune to the explosive. No, yeah. I did it at a tournament.
Oh, did you really? Oh, okay. Yeah. You've done it to me too. Where you've basically spent like 15 minutes telling me how much you hate these things and how much you hate my army and how it's so stupid and so unfair. And then immediately I like rolled 2 1s and died. And you're like, that doesn't count. Yeah. So not only did I lose the game probably at that point, but he also disavowed the losing by like undermining.
You rolling bad isn't.
You rolling bad isn't a thing, and I'm like, fuck off.
Yeah.
You're just making this worse. Just shut up.
I think it's the Raziel, but it might have been.
You get what is it actually? Do you get
the Raziel boarding team is the one with the nano screen.
You get 9 armor, 9 BTS, and you get total immunity.
And she has some boarding screen, so she's always in cover.
And it's just against one order or during one order?
It's for the culmination of that order. So as soon as you are forced to make a save, you're forced to trigger it, and it gives you 9 armor, 9 BTS. It just means you basically pass your first failure.
So you could do like a walk through a bunch of arrows and just hope for the best.
Yeah.
Well, you can walk through that, and then you just get that ability for you'd be armor 12, and they don't get any weapon abilities. So like
don't roll
2+. Yeah. Or don't get hit. And then consider too that every single one of the guys who has it has 2 wounds or more.
Because they have at least 1, and then they have like a ravage state where they lose their armor.
It's 2 wounds.
Yeah, it's effectively 2 wounds. Well, their next one will be at 0 armor, 0 BTS usually because their armor falls off.
Right. And then you have like Akil San, who has 2 to start. And so he has effectively 4 wounds now because you put that on him. I don't know. I think it deserves a mention. It is a unique piece of equipment
it's in one faction and then 2A. Yeah.
And like I know that they're out of catalog, and
I think they should start giving it to like Bakunin though, or like, you know what I mean? Like start having it become like black market tech. Because just make it black market tech. Make it like a thing that like some weird guys like got, but make him like a weird mutant. Or give it to some of the Sigmas. You know what I mean? Like the evil Combine Army guys. Just remove it. I mean, they effectively have by making it out of catalog.
Stop. No, they've only made it out. They've only removed it for new players. That's what they've done. All they've done is
because everybody just plays their Pano army as Toha if they want to play Toha now. That's what the word on the street is. You go to tournaments and a bunch of unpainted Pano will be Toha because you can proxy anything for anything.
Shame on them.
That's exactly what I was gonna say. All right, bonus round.
No, I still haven't done a third.
Go.
Baggage Evo.
Explain.
Get out.
It's just useful. It comes up in a lot of lists. It's not the fun option, but it's like
that's like handing out apples for Halloween, Dan. Like, just shut up.
Who doesn't like an apple?
I like the ones that have a gun and a repeater.
That's right. That's some basic bitch to say.
Okay, so in scenarios, like in the missions that are in there, like half of them, or like about half of them, will either use Evo hacker bonus or baggage bonus in some way.
Sure.
4 of them do.
So,
4 to 20, 1/5. Exactly 1/5.
But not both, but just one or the other. There's a lot of things.
I think there's 6.
Anyway, it comes up.
It definitely comes up. You're not wrong about that.
It does come up.
And if you're playing
6 out of 20 times,
put an Evo baggage.
Oh God, it makes me so happy when Owen just twists the knife.
I think the deactivator is a cool piece of gear.
Give me a zapper and a deactivator, and I'll be ready to roll.
Yep.
Good old zappers.
I love that it kills them too now.
Oh God. Oh, I'm crying. I'm laughing so hard.
You guys are the worst.
No, man. Go ahead. Make the case for baggage.
Do it. Convince us.
You can hold 2 Civivac.
Yeah, you can grab 2 of the boxes out of the middle too.
You can look. you can shoot both Panzerfausts and then reload and shoot more Panzerfausts.
For the cost of only more orders, you can use more orders.
Oh, Dan, dig up, stupid. It's a bonus round. Moving on.
We're talking about combos. And
it's the best. Yeah,
it's
great.
useful and it's utility on one
it's
model.
True. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Good. Hey, they're picked a lot, okay?
They are picked quite a bit.
So they must be useful.
Optimum OP. So my overtime was wish list. We each get one pick, one either piece of like some combination of equipment that would be our dream combo of equipment that we don't see very often or we don't see in a faction that we would like to see in a faction.
Yeah, Smoke Grenades Pano.
Smoke Grenades Pano? Yeah, Smoke Grenades MSV3. There's no combo of Smoke Grenades and MSV3.
If only there wasn't, except for there's a whole faction that has that.
MSV3?
Yep. Oh, maybe it's two. Maybe it's two. What's the Asura? 2 or 3?
Oh, she's 3. No, she is 3. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. If only there wasn't already a faction who has exactly that. Do they get smoke?
Oh, yeah, they do. The Myrmidons are still showing up in regular.
Sorry. Sorry. I was thinking about OSS. They don't get smoke in OSS. I don't think they get Eclipse.
That's correct. That was why OSS falls off the ladder.
I get what you're saying. In Pano, that'd be cool.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, the argument that used to be made about like, oh, they have all these good shooters in MSV. It's like, yeah, but that already exists elsewhere now.
Yeah, so, you given it somewhere else. You kind of undermined your own argument.
And the fact that you gave 6 cents to every fire team dramatically decreased the power on that.
Of smoke shooting. Yeah,
everyone just goes like,
Yeah. All right, my number one. I'm buying in some time here. My number one, Type 2 HMG. Give me a Type 2 HMG. It's never existed. I just want a Type 2 or Type 2 multi HMG. Give me a Type 2 multi HMG.
What the?
Could you imagine? No. The only thing that'd be better is a Type 2 hyper rapid magnetic cannon. Yeah. But I'll settle for just a plain old Type 2 HMG. Give the low techs a Type 2 HMG, and they will punch their weight in every gunfight from then on. Just be like, fuck your 200 infantry. Like, just show up with that Type 2 HMG. Everyone would. Could you imagine? You running through the hills.
Type 2 Moramer rifle is pretty damn close to a Type 2 HMG.
I know.
Linked, he's got 4 shots, their strength 17, their AP, and they do 2 wounds.
Yep. He's as close as you get, but imagine if it was burst 5.
Close.
But imagine if it was burst 5 and could shoot to 32.
One extra
then
burst,
it would be amazing.
It's like, it doesn't matter how much, if you're a Yodam, you don't want to get hit by that guy.
Nobody wants to get hit by that. He's basically shooting.
He's arguably the strongest gun in the game.
It is. Yeah,
like,
definitely has an argument for it.
Damage 15 with AP, and then doing 2 wounds. I guess you could say that the T2 sniper, but it doesn't have AP.
But doesn't he get the damage 17?
That's with the HMG.
Yeah, HMG would be damage 17.
Yeah,
but it's not Type 2.
You don't get both. Yeah,
it's one of
the HMG goes to 17. The rifle goes to 15, but the rifle is 2.
And the rifle is X-visored.
Yeah, and NCO.
Ooh.
Don't worry, he's only got 1 wounding dog. He just dies.
Yeah, then you just die.
Except for when I play him, and then
he's immune to crits, which is nice. But yeah, he's shocking me immune to crits. But if he had no wounding cap, he'd be bananas. But yeah, the damage 15. Shoots the 32 Type 2 rifle is no joke.
Yep.
All right, what's yours, Dan? Your pick.
Combo. I don't even know. I feel like if O12 had Albedo, that would be fun.
Did they not? It feels like they would.
Nope. Not a lot of people. Not everyone gets Albedo.
Oh no, I realize this. I'm surprised because they're like they have fancy tech. Does Aleph have Albedo on somebody? Really?
The one guy I said earlier who just doesn't have MSP.
Drakius, that's right. Yeah, Drakius has it. Weird.
Yeah, or like no, I guess that's all skills. It's hard not to muddle skills in with equipment.
I know. Well, we'll do skills next. Skills will be the ones we do, and then we do like our overall. Like next up, we'll do 2 more episodes like this, and we'll do skills, and then we'll do the mixture thereof. Best combos of those 3 things.
Okay, worst piece of equipment. Quickly.
Worst biometric visor.
No, deactivator is definitely worse.
No, biometric visor is definitely worse because it's pointless.
So is the deactivator.
Deactivator is pointless. You're like,
They're
I
both
could
Deactivator is a gun with extra steps.
That's
Like,
true. They're both.
At least the biometric visor in a
right
theoretical situation, in the situation where you would use a biometric visor, it does its job.
It does nothing. It
The
doesn't even cancel the state. It does nothing.
It gets
It
rid of the
doesn't cancel the
-6.
state.
It gets rid of the -6.
But you still have to have another order. It does nothing.
Just
It
like a
doesn't cancel
deactivator.
the state. It just gets rid of a penalty for your next.
If you get within
order
range where you get the +6, you get hit by it.
I know. It's
Not
so
even a
funny.
face to face.
It's so funny. No, they both are complete and total trash. They are garbage pieces of equipment. Deactivator and biometric visor are a race to the bottom. Dan, what's your vote? Break the tie.
Oof.
Motorcycles.
Motorcycles. Zappers.
That's tough. I should have had something. Cyber mines. Fucking useless cyber mines.
They are pretty fucking useless. Yeah, they don't even kill you. If cyber mines at least did damage, if they were at least like
so good, but they're so bad otherwise.
They should just be Trinity mines. I don't know why they're immobilized mines. They're so stupid. They should just be things that kill your brain.
If it was Trinity, but the problem is it also hits like heavy infantry. Or
does
tanks.
it?
No, it doesn't. It only hits hackers.
Only hits hackers.
Oh, really?
It's nothing else.
Oh,
It does immobilize A on hackers. It like kind of like zaps you and then you keep moving afterwards.
and it's not even perimeter. It's still a template.
Is
so
the
dumb.
tac bow the worst gun?
It is kind of perimeter, Dan, I think, because it's a comms attack. I don't think it requires line of sight.
Oh, it is a comms attack. It's not a template.
Yeah, it requires line of sight. So it's basically a jammer mine.
No, it doesn't. It just requires a zone of control, right?
Yeah, that's what I mean. But it goes through it, like the perimeter will still detonate because it's a comms attack.
But
It
it
goes through
doesn't
walls.
need line of sight though.
No, it goes through walls.
Yeah, okay. There's a situation where it could be useful. I don't.
Yeah.
The thing is with
The
with
effect is
Biovisor,
pointless.
I don't think there is a situation where it actually is useful. In theory, it's possible, but in practical, it's not.
You can never cancel the state. That's my argument for it, is that
Right.
when you can cancel the state of impersonation, the biometric visor doesn't do anything because you're already not in a negative. So it just means that you aren't in a negative for the first level of cancellation, at which point you're going to be discovered anyway. Like it's
Cyber mines
such a
hit
waste.
markers
Really? Why?
because they say they do. They must
cool.
trigger when an enemy model or marker that is a hacker or possesses the hackable characteristic declares an ARO inside their trigger area.
Cool. Declares an ARO or an order?
And if they declare or execute an ARO or order.
Or
Okay,
order.
it is
Okay,
both.
good. I was like,
Wait. So cyber mines can kill.
Heavy infantry tags and remotes as well.
Oh, cool. There you go.
And
Okay. Then they're better.
You
than
can
thought they
only
were.
evade them with a reset. However, they are a template weapon, so it's not zone of control.
Oh, it is
The
a
comms
template.
attack.
It doesn't
But it's a
matter. It is a comms attack, so you have to use reset, but it is a template.
Oh, comms attack only forces a reset now. I thought comms attack was also would happen through walls.
And then
I
if
thought-
you
I thought that was
fail,
the other one.
it's 2 saving rolls against damage 15 and will immobilize you.
And against BTS,
Uh,
I would assume comms attack.
Yeah, if it's comms attack, it's in BDS.
yeah, comms attack is BTS. And you have -3 to that reset. The fact that it works against heavy infantry remotes and tags. Maybe I'll have my Arjuna actually put the mines
Maybe
down.
I'll have Jazz put a mine down now whenever
I'm going back to deactivator is the word.
Fair enough. All right.
I stick by that the TAC bow is the worst gun.
The tac bow is still the worst gun. What about the viral tac bow?
That's way better.
It's
I
a
mean,
step
it's
above.
better than a TAC bow.
It's a
but
step above a tac
it's
bow.
still just a TAC bow.
Fair enough.
You know,
What about
the
the TAC
only thing between the viral TAC bow and a regular TAC bow is whether you hit armor or BTS, right?
Yeah, I know.
And
Yeah.
that usually
both double
BTS is
action.
higher.
I know. It makes it worse. it only works on. It's like slightly better on dogs. That's it.
Also,
dogs
the
and-
viral
dogs and tags. Dogs and
loses
tags.
anti-material for some reason,
Because it's
but
shooting
the
a
regular
goo pellet.
one, the regular one doesn't.
'Cause
But
it's
shooting
just
into
goo.
material is irrelevant.
Correct.
Because it's always used in melee anyway.
Yeah, there's
'Cause
no
they got
current
rid of the
rules that
ability
make use
to
of
do
that.
It used to be a thing in previous ITSs, but not now.
Oh, longer.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of.
Activator, worst weapon or worst equipment.
I wish they would do cleanup. You know what I mean? Like, there's all these like rules that exist,
I know it's
That are
it's
from
pretty
previous
sprawling. Yeah, it's
and
pretty
if
sprawling.
it's irrelevant, why not just like clean it up?
There's also a ton of equipment that like exists out there that you don't remember. Like, how often have you played where a dazer gets placed down?
Exactly.
What?
Exactly. Exactly.
What factor is that in?
Or a zapper. Yeah, like it's just a thing that doesn't
Zapper's a
do
weapon.
anything anymore.
The
Zapper's
Zapper's
a
a
weapon.
gun, at least.
Dazer is basically like a slightly EM against BTS mine.
Yeah, you're partially correct with that one.
Isn't it like a nanopulsar mine?
Laser creates an area of rough terrain.
Oh, sorry. I'm thinking of
What model has
of?
this?
thinking of Emarat. No, what was the placeable?
The Dazer is a piece of equipment that generates a difficult terrain area of infinite height in its zone of control. Troopers with terrain total ignore the effects of the Dazer.
I think some Toha assholes have Dazers.
It's Shazvasti.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah. And there's a mind layer infiltrating Dazer profile who is in the game. And I've used him before and against you.
It's Shrouded and Maligno, so the only ones that have
absolute stupidness, because I brought 3 of them.
I know.
And covered the whole middle of the
whole friggin' middle of the board.
And it was just like and I didn't bring total terrain either. So we just hit a wall.
He just couldn't do anything. He basically built a giant wall in the middle of the table. We were like, what?
Yeah,
Dude,
there's a bunch of
deactivated.
Oh, so dumb. Does Spiral Core have one? Someone else must have one. Yeah. Yeah, the Drow Saboteur has a Dazer. Ah, so stupid. Such a dumb profile. Yeah, some Toha jerks have them.
The Drow Saboteur has it?
Yep, the Drow Saboteur has it.
So you could have your impersonation boy. Oh no, sorry. I'm mixing up with the Kuitan. Never mind.
Kuitan's a different guy.
Yeah, I thought the Kuitan had. I was like, whoa, wait. I could bring a Kuitan and just put a Dazer down outside of your deployment and be like,
I think only the aliens have. I think only the aliens have Dazers because it's like a weirdly alien only thing.
It dials up the gravity.
Yeah, it's like remember the like weird gravity droppers in Halo where you'd like get into the dropship, the aliens would like drop down on those things. It's basically that.
I think
it's
you're talking
like
about
a pillar of
the weird gravity circles in Dark Potential.
Sure. You mean never mind. No, I didn't think about it. I don't care. All right, I'm done. We did it. We figured out the best, and now we talked about the worst. The next week we'll do skills. We'll do skill combos.
I want to play Dazers now.
I'll play it against you if you want. I have them.
Owen will always chase the stupid equipment idea. Yeah. You played nothing but Dazers versus I don't know, Zappers. Who's got Zappers? Who's got Zappers in Yu Chang? Bishi has a Zapper. Does she really? So stupid.
Almost all the Nox profiles have Zappers.
Yeah, of course they do.
So Shazvasti can bring a 5-man team of Nox troopers who can't walk through the Dazers without being slowed, and also all have Zappers. So you can just lay the hate with your big template or small template. Sorry, they're Zappers. They're not even. What's the big one?
Zappers are the Emirats.
Oh wait, sorry, I'm mixing them up. I'm thinking of the, not the Emirat, the big nanopulsar.
Oh, yes,
Pulsar. That's
Pulsar.
the one. Yeah, that was what I was thinking of. I forget the Nox troopers all have Zappers. Maybe I'll play Shazvasti.
I thought Zappers didn't get fire team bonuses, or I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of the one that's like a one-shot EM gun. Whatever that one was called.
Jammer, maybe?
No. There's a different one. There's like a one-shot.
What are those stats on Zapper? Nope. Everything about Zapper should get burst 2. It is burst 1, EM, BTS, intuitive attack, non-lethal, direct template. Which means
there you go. It doesn't have technical. It's not technical weapon,
and it's not technical.
Yeah,
it is literally just a baby Marat.
Yeah. It's that one. There's another one. It's not Zapper. It's like something like that though. The name's like that, and it's basically a little EM one-shot gun. I can't remember what it's called.
Oh, yeah, it's the.
I'm looking for
not the contender. It's the other one. It's
like an EM contender. Yeah.
It is in.
Morats
have it, and so do.
I'm looking for it right now. I can't remember what it's called. So it's an F, maybe. Emitter is what it's called. Yeah, non-lethal EM BTS. It's like a one-shot.
Because Razia Special Operative emitter is a legitimate threat in the
Yeah.
game. He's like
And
the only
emitters
one.
do get fire team bonus actually because they are not technical weapons.
I don't know if there's anyone who can link that has an emitter. Actually, that's probably true because the Kurgats get them, and I'm sure they can link.
The Wu Ming can have emitters and can link.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah,
And
but
they can be a pure link.
Crit Cockrum has an emitter.
Not linkable though.
I do
Isn't
think
Cockrum linkable?
the Raziat
Only the FTO
is your
ones.
boy.
Oh, got it.
Because the Raziat just walks into your deployment from behind and then shoots you in the back with an emitter.
How about all the Wu Ming?
No, Miranda Ashcroft has an emitter +1 burst.
Hell yeah, she does. Burst 3 emitter.
You
Just
just
a
gotta.
giant taser.
Wait a second. Isn't Miranda also in Starco?
Think so, yeah.
No, she's not.
Mim -6 burst 3 emitter.
Wait. Can she link?
Some
she
of
can't
the
link
She can always link with like a single. Oh, you know what she can link in? In O12 in Starmada, she's part of the Harris of Bounty Hunters.
You just made that up.
Wait. No.
Yeah, he just made that up.
No, there's like it's one of these. There's like a security. Maybe it's not this faction. Maybe I'm thinking of a different faction. There's like a bounty hunter link.
I think it's.
Is it N2A?
It's got to be one of
Drew's?
the N2As.
I feel like Drew's has.
It might be Drew's. Yeah, the bounty hunter link. I'm just gonna look.
No.
Who's
What is-
Miranda in?
But you know what I'm talking about? Like there's like a
Who is the
bounty hunter.
link? I know someone does.
Because
Which
there's
Dashat can do a bounty hunter link.
maybe that's the
Ring
one.
4.
Did they get Miranda?
Miranda
there?
Ashcroft is
There
in
you go.
there.
There you go.
And Miranda is a wild card
There you
and
go,
is also an Odalisque.
There you go.
But Odalisque can never be a Harris, so there
Good
you go.
shot.
So you
So
could,
if you want your super burst,
You still get 3 burst emitter.
so what you do is you bring Miranda, 1 Ghulam, 3 bounty hunters, and call it a link.
they're all wiring colors. And
Which
then
is
put it
more
on the list
coherent
again.
than the one I brought originally, which
Yeah.
was just a Ghulam and 4 bounty hunters. That was the last
You're
time
just
I
taking
played.
it so you can shoot EM bullets at everybody with Mim
Yeah.
-6. Mim -6 EM bullets. Just lock down every tag, lock down every heavy infantry, isolate everybody
Yeah, at 16 inches.
with Mim -6, which is bananas.
Not terrible.
It's trolly, and therefore Owen should do it.
I do have all these models, and it also can bring a Magariba guard.
And the will to do it.
So I could have a Magariba guard shoot 2 mines, and then Miranda shoots you with an emitter or emitter.
Now, the only question is Dan McConnelly in this list for you? He's
Probably not. Nope. NA2 can
The
get taken out back and shot.
The Zellenkrieger is. You
Yeah,
can have a link with Monstructors, Zellenkriegers, and Brawlers.
Yeah. I liked this list because it was like Little Hawk, and it had Coom Riders that I could actually use.
And weird
because-
mixy stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. And you got linkable diggers.
Hell
God
yeah, you
bless
did.
Link. Actually, what I did in this list was every model had bounty or booty, except
And
for the
Saito
Magariba
Togen.
guard.
So Togen's cool too. Getting Saito in there. He's a great model. And McMurrow's in there too. Oh wow. This is a cool list.
Yeah. This is the one where my list was like the four booty bounty hunters, 2 motorized bounty hunters in a duo, and then a link with 1 brawler and the 2 diggers, and then like Maggie.
And Rishi's. This is a solid
And this
list.
was the list.
Libertos.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Yeah.
All right, we did it. Now we're just theorizing. Well, good luck in your tournament on Saturday, fellas. Out in Edmonton. Safe drive. Don't get killed in the
Okay.
snow.
It's on Sunday.
On Sunday, sorry. Don't get killed in the snow.
Yeah, you can
And
be
thanks for
smart.
everybody for listening to us go on and on about the lists we're going to make. And as we are now having tangents on our tangents on our tangents, I'm going to pump the brakes on this. We'll see you next week for more questions, more Q&A, and the discussion of equipment pieces. So hang out in the chat with us on
Skills.
Discord. I'll update
You
the
mean
link.
skills.
Oh, sorry. What did I say?
You said equipment again.
It's still 11:54. I'm going to bed. Bye, everybody.
Bye.